Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I think, okay. Mr. Prabhu, go ahead. If Maharaj joins, let you know. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear me? Hare Krishna?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah. Go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
And dear devotees, hello, pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Let me share the screen. First of all, thank you, Krishnamanda Prabhu. This is for allowing me to say a few words on this very auspicious eve of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, the appearance day of the Supreme Lord. It's very, very auspicious that how fortunate we are comes together and meditate on the Supreme Lord, hear the glories of the Supreme Lord, associate with the devotees. There is no greater fortune than this. We can spend some time for Krishna, to glorify Him, to remember Him. Thank you so much, all dear devotees, for joining today. Let's also thank everyone joining. Let's also thank Krishna Manda for allowing me to speak. So much further ado, let me share my screen. Today, I'll try to speak the glories of the Supreme Lord and how Garga Muni, describes that the greatness, the glories, who Krishna is. We all heard many times about the appearance of the Supreme Lord. So this we can see that how Garga Muni, Gargacharya, speaking on Krishna, how speaking to Nanda Maharaj about the glories of the Supreme Lord and explaining about who is this personality is so nice to hear. So let me share the words that which we can go through this today. So before that, we'll chant the invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavada Sevaya Bhagavadi Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavadi Naishtikim. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 8th chapter, and the 13th verse onwards up to 19th verse. Asyan varnastrayo hiyasya krinadho anyagam tanuha suklo rektas tadapida idanim krishnadam gadaha. Synonyms: Ashan were assumed. Varnatrayaha, three colors. He, indeed, Asya, of your son of Krishna. Grihandaha, accepting. Anyugam tanuhu, transcendental bodies according to the different yugas. Suklaha, sometimes white. Dektaha, sometimes red. Tadha, as well as. Pidaha, sometimes yellow. Idanim Krishnandam Gada. At the present moment, he has assumed a blackish color. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Your son Krishna appears as an incarnation in every millennium. In the past, he assumed three different colors, white, red, and yellow. Now he has appeared in a blackish color. In other Dwapara Yuga, he appeared as Lord Ramachandra in the color of Suka, a parrot. All such incarnations are now assembled in Krishna. Purport: partially explaining the position of Lord Krishna and partially covering the facts, Gargamuni indicated, your son is a great personality, and he can change the color of his body in different ages. The word Grandhaha indicate that Krishna free to make his choice. In other words, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead and may therefore do whatever he desires. In Vedic literature, the different colors assumed by the personality of Godhead in different millennium are stated. And therefore, when Gargamuni said, your son has assumed these colors, he indirectly said, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because of Kamsa's atrocities, Gargamuni tried to avoid disclosing this fact, but he indirectly informed Nanda Maharaja that Krishna, his son, was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It may be noted that Srila Jiva Goswami in his book Krama Sandarbha has enunciated the purport of this verse. In every millennium, Krishna appears in a different form, either as white, red, or yellow. But this time, he personally appeared in his original blackish form and, as predicted by Gargamuni, exhibited the power of Narayana, because in this form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead exhibits himself fully. His name is Sri Krishna, the all-attractive. Actually, Krishna is the source of all avatars. Therefore, all the different features of the different avatars are present in Krishna. When Krishna incarnates, all the features of the other incarnations are already present within him. Other incarnations are partial representations of Krishna, who is the full-fledged incarnation of the Supreme Being. It is to be understood that the Supreme Being, whether appearing as Shukla, Rakta, or Pita, white, red, or yellow, is the same person. When he appears in different incarnations, he appears in different colors, just like the sunshine, which contains 7 colors. Sometimes the colors of sunshines are represented separately. Otherwise, the sunshine is observed mainly as bright light. The different avatars, such as Manvantara avatars, Leela avatars, and Dasha avatars, are all included in the Krishna avatara. When Krishna appears, all the avatars appear within him, as described in Srimad Bhagavat 1.3.26. Avadara hi asankhyeya hare sattva nidir dvijaha edeida dashaninaha kulya sarasa suya sahasranaha. The avataras incessantly appear, like incessantly flowing water. No one can count how many waves there are in flowing water. And similarly, there is no limitation of the avatars. And Krishna is the full representations of all avatars because he is the source of all avatars. Krishna is Amshi, whereas others are Amsha, part of Krishna. All living entities, including us, are Amsas. Mame Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Buddha Sanatana. These Amshas are different magnitude. Human beings who are minute Amshas, and the demigods, Vishnu Tattva, and all other living beings are all part of the Supreme. Nityo Nityanam Chedanas Chedananam Ego Bhavanam Yobidadadi Kaman. Kadopanishad 2.2.13. Nityo Nityanam Chedanas Chedananam. Krishna is the full representation of all living entities. And when Krishna is present, all avatars are included in him. The 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes the incarnations for each yuga in chronological order. The Bhagavatam says, Kride Shuklas Chadurbahu Tredayam Rekta Varnosau Dwapare Bhagavan Syamaha and Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam. We actually see that in Kali Yuga, Bhagavan has appeared in Pita Varna, or yellow color, as Gaura Sundara, although Bhagavatam speaks of Krishna Varna. To adjust all these statements, one should understand that although in some yugas, some of the colors are prominent, in every yuga, whenever Krishna appears, all the colors are present. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears without Krishna or the blackish color, he is understood to be Krishna himself. Idanim Krishnadam Gadaha, the same original Krishna who appears in different varnas are now appeared. The word asan indicates that he is always present. Whenever the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears in his full feature, he is understood to be Krishna Varnam, although he appears in different colors. Prahlad Maharaja states that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Channa. That is, although he is Krishna, he is covered by yellow color. Thus, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas accepts the conclusion that although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Pita color, he is Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajne Sankirtana Prayir Yajandihi Sumedasaha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salagaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stabidam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadadhi Sopadandigam Vandeham Shri Yudam Shri Yudabadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Regunadhanidam Dom Sajivam Sadhvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalidam Shri Vishaka Nidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarupasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Padidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Lokanath Swami Dinamine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Sarasada Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Harihi Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining this satsang, especially on this eve of the Sri Krishna Janmashtami, which we are celebrating tomorrow, the most auspicious day. We all can meditate and observe. This can gives everything in our life. For this day, for this process that we have been taking birth millennium after millenniums, all these millions of years we are wandering here to come to this point, to understand this principle, this tattva, to understand who is the Supreme, to understand, to hear, and to realize that Supreme, realize ourselves, and realize that Supreme. So like that, Gargacharya is revealing who is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotee's understanding and realizing is our perfection of our life. We know that he is the absolute truth. There is no truth beyond him. Janmadhyasya yadaha. Everything manifests from him. In the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya yadaha idaraschatte savijna swarad. Tene brahma hridaya adi kave mukhyandya suryaha tejovari vinimay atra sargo amrsha dhamna svena sada nirastakokam. Satyam Param Dhimahi, that Satyam Param, that Satyam absolute truth is that Supreme Personality of Godhead, nothing else. Satyam Param Dhimahi, that absolute truth. Dear devotees, we may be go here and there, we check here and there, and we make, discriminate that, this, those, but we are missing one part, missing the Supreme. Unless and until we have the Supreme in our life, everything else is in vain, everything else is untruth. We cannot say that, but we can say in this world it's relative, but it's not complete or absolute truth. So understanding that Supreme, that's our greatest fortune and opportunity every day that which passes in our life, that to realize and understand that Supreme truth, so that our life will be successful or perfect. So here we can see that Gargacharya, when Nanda Baba was wanted to have the naming ceremony of Krishna. So Krishna appeared, and Nanda Baba wanted to have the naming ceremony. So then Gargacharya, Gargamuni came, understanding this. Gargacharya understood the Supreme Personality of Sri Krishna is manifested here in the Gokul, in the residence of Nanda Baba. So then the Gargacharya appeared. So then Nanda Baba took that opportunity and requested to Gargacharya to give the name for Krishna. So this is the beautiful section, and Gargacharya is saying that your Krishna appears as an incarnation of every millennium. Not that Krishna is just, appears and goes away, but he is there in different forms. But this Krishna, this is the original Krishna, and he is the beginning of everything. He assumed these three different colors. He assumed the colors in different millennia, but he is the same person. But that everything, all incarnations are assembled here in this Krishna. So that's why Krishna is an avatari. Avatari means all the incarnations come from Krishna. So he is the source of all incarnations. He is the cause of all the causes. He is the source of all incarnations. In any other yugas, any other colors, all this appears. This is just part of it. But everything comes from Krishna. So that's what it is. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, that partially explaining the position of Lord Krishna and partially covering the fact that Gargamuni indicated your son is the great personality, and he can change the color of his body in different ages. So dear devotees, this is the greatest truth and the greatest principle, tattva we need to understand. Krishna is the source of everything. Krishna is the source of everything. He is the incarnation. He is not the incarnation. All the incarnations come from him. So we know that in the Brahma Vimohana Leela, then Brahma came and stole all these the cows and the cowherd boys and put it in a cave. But Krishna immediately replicated all of them as if that nothing happened there. So then Balaram saw Krishna and saw all this replica of this cowherd boys and cows and the other cows. What then Balaram saw? All that Balaram seeing that the all 400 forms of Vishnu in each one of them. That Balaram could see it. He is also Supreme Lord. So Balaram could see it, that Krishna is the 400 Vishnu, all the cowherd men and the cowherd boys and the cows, they were all like 400 Vishnu form. So even that Vishnu forms are also coming from Krishna. We can understand from all this. So in this way, Gargacharya is revealing that who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now he is appeared in blackish color. So it's very important to understand this, dear devotees, that even though Krishna comes in various yugas or in various colors, and especially in Satya Yuga, it is in white color, and it is mentioned that in the Treta Yuga, either in the Rekta or the yellowish color, and in Dwapara Yuga, it is considered as the blackish color. So, like Srila Prabhupada says that in the sunlight, so we see the sunlight as just bright color. But we know that in that sunlight, there are 7 other colors. So these 7 other colors, when we see it together, it is one bright color, like that. So Krishna, all the other incarnations, his plenary expansions or expansions of the expansions, all these are functionally appears and different colors. But all comes from where? The Krishna. That's when the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto reveals that the Ede Chamsha Kala Pumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the original personality of Godhead. There is no difference in the original Krishna, or that we can say that all that the part and amshas of Krishna, Ede Chamsha Kala Pumsha. Kala, the qualities, or the Chamsha. Amsha means that the part of Krishna, as it's mentioned, all the incarnations. So, but Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So this we should always understand this principle when we are celebrating the appearance day of Krishna. So we always want to realize this. Who is that Supreme Lord? The Supreme Lord is none other than the Krishna. So many places Brahma also reveals that, right? In the Brahma Samhita, Brahma reveals that Amadi Murtisha Kala Diyabena Dishtam Nanavataram Agarut Bhuvaneshu Kindu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham. Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So like that, Gargacharya is revealing such beautiful descriptions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Gargacharya mentioned, Prag Ayam Vasudevasya Kojit Jidas Tamatmajaha Vasudeva Idis Sriman Abhijna Samprajakshade. For many reasons, this beautiful son of yours sometimes appeared previously as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, those who are learned sometimes call this child as Vasudeva. So then Srila Prabhupada also mentioned the purport. Garga Muni indirectly disclosed this child was originally born as son of Vasudeva. Although he is acting as your child, generally he is your child, but sometimes he is the son of Vasudeva. So we know that when Krishna appeared in the jail, in the Mathura, in the Kamsa's jail, Krishna appeared as the Supreme Lord, and he appeared in the beginning that as a 400 Vishnu form. Then he actually transforms to a baby child, and then Vasudeva to Krishna to Gokul. So we know that all those wonderful pastimes of Krishna. So Gargacharya understood this. Who is this personality? So Gargacharya then further revealing to Nanda Baba that although this appeared, it's your son, but also Krishna appeared before. So we know that their devotees on the one day of Brahma, that means 1000 yuga cycle, the 28th millennium of the Brahma's day, that Lord appears. That's the one day of Brahma is considered as, and it's 1000 yuga cycle, that means almost like 4.32 billion years. And then that day Krishna appears. But that doesn't mean that Krishna appears only once. Every day of Brahma, Krishna appears. Every day of. So we can imagine that there are 365 days of Brahma, that is 1 year of Brahma. Then there is like that 100 years Brahma lives, that's almost like 311 trillion, 40 billion years. So we can imagine then how many times Krishna appears. So Krishna appears in all these days of Brahma. Krishna appears as the son of Vasudeva. Son of Vasudeva. So these all pastimes, repeats. All these wonderful pastimes repeats in each millennium, in each yuga cycle, like that. So Gargacharya understands this all. Gargacharya is Trigala Jnani. He can understand the past, he can understand the present, he can understand the future. So he can say all this because of who is this personality. So Gargacharya is mentioning that this Krishna, this child, is also appeared before as the son of Vasudeva. So he will be known as Vasudeva. So Gargacharya is indirectly mentioning all this to Nanda Baba. So revealing that the original identity of Krishna. So like that, then Gargacharya further mentioned, Bahuni Shanti Namani Rupani cha Sudasyate Guna Karmani Rupani Tani Akam Veda no Janaha. Says that for this son of yours, there are many forms and names according to his transcendental qualities and activities. These are known to me, but people in general do not understand them. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Bahuni, the Lord has many names. Advaitam Achyudam Anadim Anantarupam Madhyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam Cha. So this is Brahma is saying. Brahma understood. We know that in the beginning, Brahma was completely perplexed. Brahma didn't know what to do. Brahma was just seeing only the darkness around. When Brahma was perplexed like that, Brahma also tried to see the Lord. He went down through the stems of that lotus and tried to find out that where did I come from. So, but Brahma couldn't see anything. Brahma couldn't understand anything. When we see that the perplexed situation of Brahma, then there was a sound originated. That sound was, Brahma understood that the word two syllable, which was known as tapa, tapa, and understood that do the penance. Because of course, the Brahma is also that manifested from the potency of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. But as a jiva, as long as we come into this material world, we forget. But also there is Chaitya Guru, the Chetana, the Lord also seated in every living entity's heart. Then from him comes that knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So everything inciting from the Supreme Lord. So this way, Brahma also understood that gave that initial Tene Brahma Hridaya Adigave. So this is what is mentioned, that Tene Brahma Hridaya. So it is revealed in the heart of Brahma that, okay, I should do the penance. So Brahma started to do the penance, and we know that there is almost 2 million heavenly years. And finally, the Supreme Lord appeared before Brahmadev. And then it's mentioned that the Supreme Lord shook hands with Brahma. Then what happened? As soon as the Supreme Lord touched the hands of Brahma, Brahma could completely understand and reveal. When Krishna played the flute, the Gayatri came into the ears of Brahma, that Brahma could understand. Brahma could see that the Vrindavan, the Golok Vrindavan, and there the spiritual realm. And Brahma could see that personally with his eyes because of his transcendental knowledge. So Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavye Mukhyandya Surya. Brahma could understand that who is this personality. So similarly, that the Gargacharya is revealing this. So Advaidam Achyudam Anadi Mananda Rupam. So Krishna has so many wonderful forms that Brahma is revealing about the Krishna's innumerable forms, innumerable attributes, innumerable pastimes, innumerable, and who is that personality, who is Advaitam, there is no two. Advaitam, Dvaita means two, Advaitam means there is no two. He is the supreme original personality, that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Ananda Rupam, he has innumerable forms, and he is Adhyam Puranam, he is the original Puranam, he is the oldest Purusham, and he is the personality. So dear devotees, this is the great Brahma is saying all this. So like that, those who are completely transcendental, realized, they are completely engaged in the Supreme Lord, the Lord will himself reveal to such people and to understand who that Krishna is. So, but still, unless and until we completely surrender to Krishna, we cannot even understand who is this Krishna is. So this way, Brahmadev is also telling that who is the Krishna. So as stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.33, the Lord is one, but he has many forms and many names. It was not that because Garga Muni gave the child the name Krishna, that was his only name. He has other names, such as Bhaktavalsala, Giridhari, Govinda, Gopala. He has innumerable names, dear devotees. And generally it is mentioned that there is primary name and the secondary name. So the primary name, Krishna, Govinda, Gopala, Achyuta, Govinda, these are all the primary names. But that is directly addressing Krishna. That is, if we say that the name, that Krishna, Govinda, that's Krishna, there is no difference between his name and his form. But there is also the secondary names, which we say that these Vishwa, Jagat Karana. So when we say Jagat Karana is the cause of all these material universes. So this is addressing his certain functions, qualities, right? His innumerable qualities, like that each quality that we can address with him. That's why there are 1,000 names of Krishna in the Vishnu, the Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam. Who said this 1,000 names of Krishna, the Supreme Lord? This was Bhishma Dev was saying. Bhishma Dev was on the bed of arrows. That time Krishna personally came to see Bhishma Dev. And seeing Krishna, Bhishmadev started to glorify him. You are the Vishwam, you are the universe, you are the Jagat, Jagatkarana, Om Vishwasmai Vashatkaru, Bhuda Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. You are the Bhuda, you are the Bhavya, you are everything. Bhavat Bhavat Prabhu. So Bhishmadev was also giving this understanding, realizing this. So only those who are transcendently situated and understand these wonderful, wonderful qualities and the names of Krishna. So he has many forms, many names. It was not that because Gargamuni gave the child the name of Krishna, that was his only name. He has the other names such as Bhakta Valsala, Giridhari, Govinda, and Gopala. If you analyze the Nirukti, Nirukti means the Sanskrit dictionary, or semantic derivation of the word Krishna, we find that Na signifies that he stops the repetition of birth and death. See, dear devotees, Hari, when you say Hari, what is that? Hari means one who takes away all these troubles and the problems, removes, eradicates. That's why it is Hara means or Hari means. One who takes away. Like that, when you look at the name of Krishna, the Na in the Nirukti Sanskrit dictionary reveals that one who stops this repetition of birth and death, no more. Na, Krishna. And then Krish means that Satartha or existence. Krishna is the whole of existence. So this is the truth, dear devotees, that Srila Prabhupada revealed. This is the absolute truth. And there is nothing that separates from Krishna. There is nothing that which is we can take out from Krishna. Everything is Krishna, everything is belongs to Krishna. We are also part of Krishna. We are part of Krishna's potencies and energies. That's why it reveals that Mame Vamsho, Krishna says to Arjuna that Mame Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Buddha. All living entities are my part and parcel. Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mataka Sarvam Pravartate. Everything emanates from me. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mataka Sarvam Pravartate. So this is what we need to understand that who is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the meaning of Krishna, here it is mentioned, Na means it stops, one who stops the repetition of birth and death. Only Krishna can give that liberation. That's why Krishna's another name is known as Mukunda. Mukunda means one who gives liberation or mukti. Mukunda means one who gives mukti or the liberation. Only Krishna can give this liberation. So then Krish means all, one who existence, that everything exists, Krish, right? Krishna. Also, another, and it's mentioned that Krishna also means that all attractive. That means that everything, Krishna can attract everything. And everyone gives spiritual and eternal blissful life. So only Krishna. So this is Krishna means the source of everything. The Krishna is mentioned that the reservoir of pleasure, reservoir, the source of everything. So that's why Ishvara Parama Krishna Sarva Karanaga. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Radar Govinda Sarva Karana. He is the cause of all the causes. So, as is mentioned that Krish means attraction also. And Na means Ananda. Na Ananda. So these are the different ways, dear devotees, that the Sanskrit is a powerful language. Every syllable, every pronunciation has specific meaning, and it connects to that supreme. That's the Sanskrit. Again, its root is a Devanagari Lipi or Devanagari. It's the roots that goes back to Krishna. So in Sanskrit, anything that which we take that some way or other, it goes back to Krishna. So Na means also another meaning is Ananda. So Krishna gives bliss, and the name itself gives bliss. That's why the name itself, when you say Krishna, and when you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, the name itself, Krishna, it has bliss, it has Rama, it has bliss. All this Rama, supreme enjoyer, the bliss. So everything is there in the name of Krishna. Sat Chit Anand, Sat eternity is full of potency and knowledge, and Ananda. So this is the form of Krishna. That's a Sachidananda Vigraha. So there is no difference between the name of Krishna and the Krishna himself. This is the absolute truth. This is the transcendental truth. So that's why when one chants Krishna, the name of Krishna, he gets this Ananda, he gets this bliss. Otherwise, people don't even take this, right? Thousands of people, millions of people chanting every day. They get such a bliss in their heart. If somebody says, always says, somebody say Coca-Cola, does he get that kind of bliss? No. So this is real. So the name is real because there is no difference between the name and Krishna. Namna Makari Nija Sarva Shakti Tartat Pidas Niyamena Smarana Nakalaha. There is no time, place, and circum. There is no rules and regulations. Anybody, anytime can take up this holy name. And if Krishna invested all his potency in his name, that means there is no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna. So it's very, very important to understand, dear devotees. So Krishna is known as Mukunda because he wants to give everyone spiritual and eternal blissful life. So, dear devotees, this is what is Krishna always looking for. We know that the story of the Gopakumar in the Bhagavat Amrita, Gopakumar, then finally, I'm not getting into that. Finally, it reached to the Golok Vrindavan. Basically, Uddhava brought him to the Golok Vrindavan. And that's the time Krishna was coming. Golok Vrindavan, the eternal, wonderful pastimes, always existing, ever existing. So Krishna also went to herd the cows, and that's the time when Gopakumar reached to the Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna was coming back with his friends and the Balaram. So Krishna saw Gopakumar, and then Krishna immediately came and embraced, and with that ecstasy, Krishna even fainted down and unconscious, become unconscious. Gopakumar become unconscious and fainted down. And it was great commotion. So what happened? What happened? So after some time, Balaram understood this. Balaram came and called out Krishna. Then Krishna came to his original consciousness. Gopakumar came to original consciousness. Krishna embraced Gopakumar again. And then telling to Gopakumar, every lifetime, I was looking at you. And when you go away from me, I was most disappointed and sad. Then when you turn your face from me, away from me, I was so much in despair and disappointed. And I was looking each and every lifetime, dear devotees. So, Gopakumar, that, I was looking that when you are going to come to me. So, dear devotees, this is Krishna. Krishna is looking at us, all of us, each and every living entity, a soul, that when this living entity is coming to me, so that his progress, his purogati, that will start from there so that he can come to me. Otherwise, this my children, my part, and he is going there in this material world and suffering. But when this is the moment that he's going to come to me, that's the moment Krishna always look at us and look at each and every living entity, because he is seated in our heart. So when the moment, dear devotees, that we turn to Krishna, he is the most happiest, not us actually. The bliss Krishna gets is more than that, the bliss we get. That's also another name, Ananda. He is ever blissful. So when a devotee comes to Krishna, Krishna is the most blissful than that devotee. Of course, the entire spiritual process, the one who takes the name of Krishna, that has everything. That is, even Krishna is there, everything is there in the name of Krishna. So like this, Srila Prabhupada writes that, so one can have this eternal blissful life to Krishna, make sure that. That's why another name is also known as Mukunda. He gives liberation, so that Krishna ensures that once he gets the liberation, he can come to that eternal and full of knowledge and blissful life. So unfortunately, Srila Prabhupada writes, because of the living entity's little independence, the living entity wants to deprogram the program of Krishna. So this is Maya's program. So deprogram, away from Krishna, takes away from Krishna. So that once we are into this material energy, then Maya start to act. Like we know that some automatic program, when we set it up, when the time comes, it automatically works. Similarly, when we come to this material world, this automatic, that auto set program works. What is that auto set program? The Maya's influence, Maya's energy. So it devours us. It gives us so much of, so that we forget about Krishna. You completely forget. That's what it is. It's mentioned that a child can see his past life under lives that in mother's womb. But as soon as touching to this material world, in this, come out, then he forgets everything. Similarly, as soon as we come to this material world, we forget everything. Then we start to act independently in the clutches, in the hands of Maya. So this is called deprogram. But there is a Krishna's program. What is that Krishna's program? That everybody that has to come to this in the path of Krishna consciousness. So that way, this is the program of Krishna, this is the original program. And this is the reality, and this is the absolute truth that one can have, that we belongs to him. So when we don't understand this, we goes and then get into the trap of Maya. So he appears in various forms. Therefore, he is called Krishna. See that? Krishna has everything. He's the source of everything. So another name of meaning of Krishna, because of he has various forms, but all the forms are actually within that one form, that is Krishna. Because Garga Muni was an astrologer, he knew what others did not know. Yet Krishna has so many names that even Garga Muni did not know them all. So that's what it is. It's mentioned that even Balaram, Ananda Shesh, he has thousands of hoods. And then with that, all hoods, he is glorifying the Supreme Force since beginning, since the appearance of Balaram. The Balaram is also glorifying or Ananda Shesh with the thousands of hoods, but it's still continuing, it's still going on, and he couldn't even, the Balaram couldn't even that finish the glories of the Supreme Lord. So nobody can even understand completely the Supreme Lord. And then think about that, the little tiny, the human that we are here, we say, oh, I know about Krishna, I know about everything. So I am the, everybody, follows me, everybody listens to me because of I know everything. This is the ego. This is the problem of this material world, dear devotees. So it is to be concluded that Krishna, according to his transcendental activities, has many names and many forms. So this we need to understand. So, but this is Krishna's various, and as Bhagavatam explains that Krishna appears as per the various functions. So functionally, in order to execute some certain function, that same Krishna appears in various forms. Then it is mentioned, Gargamuni mentioned, Yeshava Sreya Adasyat Gopa Gokula Nandanaha Anena Sarva Durgani Yuyam Anjas Tarishyada. It is mentioned that to increase the transcendental bliss of the cowherd men of Gokula, this child will always act auspiciously for you, and by his grace only you will surpass all difficulties. So, dear devotees, so nice to hear this. So, Srila says, for the cowherd men and the cows, Krishna is the supreme friend. Therefore, he is worshipped by the praise Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hidayacha. So we always pray this beautiful prayer Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana. He is the Lord of Brahmanas and the cows. The Brahmanas represents here or mentioned here is devotees. So he gives the transcendental bliss to his cowherd men of Gokula and the devotees. This child will always act auspiciously for you. So, dear devotees, that's what it says that in Vishnu Smarana, Vishnu Sahasranama, Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhana Vimuchade Vimusmasme Vishnave Prabhushna. Even just remembering that name, Janma Samsara Bandhana, Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhana Vimuchade Namastasme Vishnave Prabhushna. Just remembering that name, dear devotees, one can eradicate, one can free from this Janma Samsara, millions of lifetimes of the bondage of this, in the Janmas. So that's what is Krishna. So Krishna gives that name itself, and the name one can that gives so much of bliss. And then think about that when Krishna appears personally, and then how much he is very dear to his devotees. So Krishna always transcendental bliss, Krishna, in order to give, to increase the transcendental bliss. That's why always we know that, dear devotees, when Krishna appears directly, when personally he appears, so that is mainly to interact or fulfill the desires of his devotees. Otherwise, Krishna can handle, just a flash of second that he can handle everything, this entire universe. Just by then, shaking his eyebrows, this entire universe just can come out. No matter what. Sometimes, Krishna personally fights with the demons. We know that almost the 28 heavenly years or the days that the Lord Varahadev fought with Hiranyaksha, and he was liking it. And that every act of this one, it increases the pleasure of Krishna. And at the same time, he's Mukunda, he also gives liberation to such people. So that's his primary. But the primary, as we say that, right, the Krishna's appearance, Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Dushkama. Paritranaya Sadhuna, first of all, to give the pleasure to his devotees, Paritranaya Sadhuna. That's why the purpose of Krishna's appearance, especially when Krishna comes as he himself originally, that's what is 5,000 years ago, that original Krishna manifested in order to give the transcendental pleasure and the bliss to his cowherd men. the devotees of Krishna, very, very dear devotees of Krishna, so that he interact with them. We know that the beautiful, beautiful, wonderful pastimes, even Nanda Maharaj said that, okay, please bring my shoe. What Krishna did, Krishna took that shoe and put it on his head. And even though he was very little, and he put that shoe on his head and brought to Nanda Maharaj. So how beautiful it is. So this is Krishna, so that he is there to serve. So we know that all these beautiful, wonderful, wonderful pastimes of Krishna is taking that position. That we know that Mother Yashoda is beating Krishna and carrying a stick in her hands and running. And fear of Mother Yashoda, Krishna is running. But on the other hand, Lord Shiva is coming down and waiting for just for a darshan of Krishna. And thousands of the sages and the munis, they were waiting for millions of years to have a darshan of Krishna. Here on the other hand, Mother Yashoda is taking a stick and to running after Krishna to catch him. So Krishna is very willfully accepting all this. And what is that? Krishna is ready to give all the pleasure to everybody. So we heard that Krishna goes to the Gokul and stealing the butter. And every day Krishna goes one way or other. And he goes there and steal the butter. But what is actually all this? So this the devotees that they wanted to offer something. It was their inner desire that they wanted to offer everything to Krishna. But in externally says that Krishna comes and steal the butter. Krishna understands Krishna is Antaryami. Krishna goes there and Krishna then accepts it. So then they get the pleasure. And even though they don't show, but inside, my Guru Maharaj says that every day if Krishna doesn't go to their home, they will be so disappointed. And if Krishna didn't come and steal the butter, they are very disappointed. So this is what Krishna is. Krishna always gives and pleasure to his devotees. So we know that there is one beautiful pastimes like this. Then one day it was Krishna's appearance day, and that many, many, many people came and offered so many wonderful gifts to Krishna. Somebody brought these nice jewels and the diamonds and the necklaces and the pearls and so many beautiful dresses. Then there was Krishna's one of his friend. His name was Bhadra, his Sakha. You know what Bhadra brought? Bhadra brought this golo, this tilak. And this tilak with this goroch, the cow dung tilak. And this Bhadra came on his appearance day. The Bhadra put a beautiful, this tilak of cow dung. And then Krishna was so jubilant. Krishna was so happy, and he went around and he told everybody, look at that. Who gave me this beautiful, which is invaluable? And he was running around and showing to everybody, my dear friend Bhadra gave this beautiful gift. Then everybody, that day is just a little past and little subdued. And then Krishna thought, I would also give some gifts return back to his, my dear friends and those who brought all this. But what will I give? Even if I give something, that will be very little. So he was very confused. I don't want to give all these things, material things and things. And then it is useless. And then Krishna was in also dilemma that what will I give back to, my dear friends? And they gave me invaluable, and Bhadra gave me this, and Mansugra gave me this peacock, and then Toke Krishnadas. And then they were all giving this beautiful, beautiful, very, valuable gifts to Krishna. Krishna was so pleased with it. Even little that we do, Krishna is so pleased, Krishna will never forget. So then this is the most important point, dear devotees. So now Krishna was thinking, so what will I give? Krishna was in that. So there is nothing that we know which is more valuable. Krishna wanted to give invaluable things back to Krishna's friends and the devotees. So Krishna then all of a sudden just jumped up and said, oh, I found it. So Mother Yashoda saw that Krishna is happy. So he ran out. He ran out and came to Bhadra and said that, oh Bhadra and all of my devotees, friends, that you all gave me beautiful, beautiful gifts. So I am giving myself to all of you, that there is no better gift than me that you can take me. There is no better gift than me that dear devotees. So dear friends, so please take me and I am yours. So hearing this, all these friends are so jubilant, happy and very much pleased. And Krishna is ready here to offer himself. So, devotees, this is the wonderful tattva principles that even if we offer a little flower, water, a fruit, a leaf with love. So that's what this is not a quantity. Krishna always look for quality. He looks for that. So here, this Krishna offers himself to such devotees. This is a great principle, great tattva that we all can understand. So Krishna's appearance here is to please, to give the pleasure. That's why he is also known as Bhakta Valsala. He is very dear to his devotees. So this is very rare that we all can achieve. That's why even if that little service that we can have, Krishna will sell himself to such devotees. Krishna would offer himself to such devotees. The devotees, that's our perfection, that's our success, and nothing else. So, like this, Garga Muni was mentioning about the glories and the wonderful, the details of Krishna to Nanda Baba. Oh, Nanda Maharaja, as recorded in history, when there was an irregular, incapable government, Indra having been dethroned and people were being harassed and disturbed by the thieves, this child appeared in order to protect the people and enable them to flourish and curbed the rogues and the thieves. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, Indra is the king of the universe. Demons, thieves, and the rogues always disturb Indra. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. So this was mentioned, specifically mentioned the first canto of the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Indra ede chamsya kalapamsya Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Loke. So Indra was disturbed with all the demons, but Krishna always there to protect Indra. So Vyakulam Loke, Indra Hari, all the enemies of Indra, who is protecting? So Krishna always protect his devotees. So that's what is the Gargacharya was mentioning. So that Krishna always protects all the devotees and the demigods, whoever is take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So Gargacharya further mentioned, demons, asuras cannot harm demigods who always have Lord Vishnu on their side. Similarly, any persons or group attached to Krishna is extremely fortunate. So this is the point, dear devotees. So we are all extremely fortunate, some way or other, that we are related to Krishna, we are connected to Krishna, we are attached to Krishna. So this is, what else is there in this world that the greatest fortune that this? So this is the scripture, this is the transcendental scripture reveals, the great acharyas reveals. So Gargacharyas reveals that one who attached, any person attached to Krishna is extremely fortunate. This is Sukadev Goswami also repeating this word to Parishit Maharaj. Because such persons are very much affectionate towards Krishna. They are very loved towards, they are very loving. They are engaging with the loving devotion to Krishna. They cannot be defeated by demons like the associates of Kamsa or by the internal enemies and the senses. So this is a great transcendental word that we all can. So unless and until, dear devotees, we come and take shelter of Krishna, our internal senses and anarthas will always defeat us in the various forms of demons. So that's also another significance when the demons comes to the Vrindavan or in the path of devotion. The demons comes means that all these anarthas comes and defeats us. That's what is, we are dragged away into this material world with our anarthas. But one who attached to Krishna, so that's why we have to develop that love. That's why Srila Prabhupada says bhakti means loving devotion. We have to have that attachment, that love for Krishna. Then nobody can defeat us. Nothing, even our internal, that's why always we have problem, right? We have the anarthas like adhyatmik, anartha adhyatmik, that means which arises from our heart. Nobody can defeat that. So it's very so Gargacharya is mentioning that. So this Krishna is the supreme source of everything, and one who has an attachment, loving affection towards him, Krishna would offer himself to such, and Krishna would protect, and then nobody can defeat such. So all we need is actually that our attachment, little affection towards Krishna, little relationship that we develop for Krishna, and the service, engaging the service of Krishna. Such devotees never perish, as Krishna says to Arjuna, my devotees never perish. Oh, Arjuna declared boldly that Name Bhaktya Pranakshari, my devotees never perish. Krishna is proclaiming and declaring this. My devotees never perish. It's as it says that, right, in the 9th chapter, that Yoga Kshemam Vahamyakam, that Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vahamyakam, I provide them what they lack, and I carry them what they have. Krishna always protect. There are so many wonderful examples. So Gargacharya is revealing this to Nanda Baba in the similar way. And Nanda Baba says, in conclusion, therefore, O Nanda Maharaja, this child of yours is as good as Narayana. In his transcendental qualities, opulence, name, fame, and influence, he is exactly like Narayana. You should all raise this child very carefully and consciously. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in this verse, the word Narayana Samaha is significant. Narayana has no equal. He is Asammurdhava. No one is equal to him. And no one is greater than he is, as stated in Shastra. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devadaha Samatvenaiva Viksheda Sa Pashandi Bhave Dhruvam. One who equates Narayana even with the great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma is a Pashandi or agnostic. No one can equal Narayana. Nonetheless, Gargamuni used the word Sama, means equal, because he wanted to treat Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had become the Nanda Maharaj's son. Gargamuni wanted to impress upon the mind of Nanda Maharaja, your worshipable deity Narayana is also is so pleased with you that he has sent you the son almost equal to him in qualifications. Therefore, you may designate your son with a similar name, such as Mukunda or Madhusudana. But you must always remember that whenever you want to do something very good, there will be many hindrances. Therefore, you should raise and protect this child with great care. If you can protect this child very cautiously, as Narayana always protects you, the child will be as good as Narayana. Gargamuni also indicated that although the child was exaltedly qualified like Narayana, he would enjoy more than Narayana as Rasa Vihari, the central enjoyer of the Rasa dance. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Lakshmi Sahasrashada Sambrama Siryamanam, he would be served by many gopis who would all be as good as the goddess of fortune. So the devotee is so wonderful that Gargacharya is concluding to Nanda Maharaj that this is none other than the Supreme Lord himself. But, Nanda Gargamuni was not giving that complete, but giving some hints. So some way or other, the Gargamuni was also cautious about the Kamsa. So, but indirectly to giving all these details of Krishna to Nanda Maharaj, who is this great personality of Godhead. So he is the Supreme Lord himself, none other than. So saying that you should raise this child very carefully and cautiously. So dear devotees, that Krishna is with us. Krishna is, that we have beautiful temple, we have beautiful opportunity, we have deities at the home. So also says that anything that we learn from the scripture, that we should always that connect with us as well. Because of this, the way that we can always be in Krishna conscious. So when we have the deities at home, we should be very careful. We should be very much loving and affectionate. We should be very carefully that handle everything with the love and devotion. That's what Krishna is always looking for. Because of there is none other than that Supreme Personality of Godhead manifested in all of our life as a as a deity. Krishna manifested in the form of deity in our temple. He's not different. So we should be very cautious and very careful in all respects when we deal with the devotees, when we engage in the loving devotion. We would be extremely 100%. We are cautious of that what we do. So then what happens? This way that we are exhibiting, we are showing our respect and love for Krishna. This way Krishna is so pleased. So this way Gargacharya is revealing their devotees that who is that Supreme Personality. So we are celebrating the Krishna appearance of the Supreme Lord tomorrow. So this way that we all can more conscious of that Supreme Lord, this way that we understand. And as we heard from the class today, that who is that personality? And Krishna is Bhakta Valsala. He's very dear to devotees. His devotees, whoever is little attached to Krishna, he never leaves. He always offer himself to such that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He only can give the liberation. He is very deep Bhakta Valsala. He always looking us that, when we are turning towards him, and he is the one who is most pleased with that our little small act of devotion. So this way that we can eternally bound with him, then there is nothing to worry in this world. He is always there to protect that his devotees. So all this exchange between Krishna and Krishna doesn't directly involve in anything else, basically. So, but Krishna is directly involved only with his devotees. See that Krishna's magnanimous and greatness. So, because of he loves Krishna, this devotees very much, and it says that in the scripture. And where this devotees resides, the devotees resides in the heart of Krishna, nowhere else. So devotees are always there in the heart of, even we know that Lakshmi Devi sits at the lotus feet of Krishna or resides or the on the shoulder of Krishna. But the devotees, the position of a devotee is greater than those of all, and the devotees resides in the heart, the core of the heart of Krishna. So always remember that how fortunate a person comes to that position of a devotee. Dear devotees, there is nothing because of Krishna has only to do anything to do with that is with only with his devotees. So, so this way we can understand that the Supreme Lord is very lovable, very much lovable. That all we can, anybody can even take one name that Krishna in his lifetime is indebted to that person. So this is the greatness of Krishna that we can understand. So he is the cause of all the causes. So thank you so much, dear devotees, with this opportunity and remembering and meditating and hearing that the beautiful pastimes of Krishna and wonderful appearance of Krishna and how Gargamuni is explaining that the glories and the greatness of Krishna. So I'll stop here with this note. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you very much, Mr. Prabhu. Anyone has quick questions? One question maybe. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandot
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Dandot Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada.
So nice, Prabhuji. It was like nectar, like going through ears in the heart. I'm feeling like you took us to Vrindavan because tomorrow is Janmashtami. So yeah, everybody's in that mood. And yesterday, when everyone was like doing their services, when I took darshan of Radha Sham Sundar was laughing, means smiling so much. In his eyes, like how my devotees are, like you said, he is residing in everybody's heart. So he was looking like all groups were just doing their services so nicely, right? So it's wonderful, Prabhuji. We are very fortunate. Like we have to have so much gratitude for our dear Srila Prabhupada. His appearance also convey. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you for such a wonderful realization and having Krishna in the heart. So nice, as you're right, that devotees experiences is various beautiful. Sometimes devotees see the smile of Krishna. Sometimes they see that different other feelings of Krishna. So devotees experience this. There is no surprise for this. Yes, devotees experience this. Thank you for revealing that. Okay. Anybody has any other comments or questions, reflections?
Dandot Pranam, Prabhuji. Quick
Dandot.
question.
Sure, please.
Wonderful class as always. When you mentioned the red color, so as what avatar and which yuga?
Yeah, so in Satya Yuga, we know that even the Varahadev appeared is in the Rekta. There is Rekta Varaha and Sweda Varaha. And Varahadev is also appeared in a Rekta Varaha. It's actually towards the end of this millennium of Satya Yuga that Varahadev appeared also. When Varahadev killed Hiranyaksha, he also become completely red. And also the another aspect of it, but Varahadev also appeared in the color of red. That is also there.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. So he came in white and red.
White and red. Yeah. And also another color is actually Yajna. Lord Yajna appeared in the form of another name of Lord is known as Yajna. Sometimes he is also in the color of the red hot, right? The fire. He also comes in that form of Yajna. It's also in the color of that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji.
No problem. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Okay. With that, we'll conclude our quick announcements. Thank you very much, Mr. Bro, taking the class in the last minute. So please join for Chandan Yatra today evening from 4 o'clock onwards. Tulsi Arti Prabhupada Arti, the schedule posted. We have Krishna dress competition as well, drama as well. So please join. Try to help each other and new people especially. Try to give prasad and be compassionate towards them, especially the next 3 days, even more important. So that Prabhupada is pleased with us in our conduct. So tomorrow is the Sri Krishna Janmashtami, fasting till midnight. You can do whatever level you like to. After that, Ekadasi Prasad. We break Tuesday morning. We have to fast from at least from 6 a.m. for Prabhupada appearance day, fasting till noon, and then we take grains. That is the process. But whatever he can do it. Prabhupada is very merciful. And then we have lots of services, cooking starting 11 a.m. on Monday. And then prasadam serving starting from 7 p.m. Need setup help, so 6 p.m. we start. And other services will be there, traffic control, managing the booths, book distribution, many other services. I think we have communicated, we have assigned many of you. If you are not assigned, willing to do, please let us know, contact us so that we can assign you the seva on behalf of Srila Prabhupada or Guru Varga. So, with that, we stop. If you don't like to rub Chandan, please come in the fresh clothes, proper attitude, and then you can rub Chandan on the back side of the altar. Better chant few rounds at least, if not 16 rounds. So that is at least we get into that mood. Not that we just directly jump into it. Many times we see that. That's not the attitude of a practitioner, sincere practitioner following in the footsteps. Prabhupada, let us follow what Prabhupada has established. Sincerity and seriousness comes with its rules and regulation when we are especially doing Vaidhi sadhana, but not jump into altar, not jump to the deities directly without even offering obeisance to still Prabhupada. So this is it's not a proper mood. So these are the quick announcements. Next Ekadasi is coming up on 29th Thursday, April. Fasting from grains and beans, of course. So hope to see you all tomorrow. And today also lots of services still set up, cleaning, sort of things, painting and everything was done. So ideally that is the best case scenario. Prabhupada altar has to be supremely clean. Before the deities altar is clean, the first we serve Prabhupada, then we serve the deities. So that let us try to do that today, and then tomorrow, then Janmashtami day, engage in whatever service you can based on your office and personal situation. Prabhupada's appearance day also, 11 o'clock to 2. You can come and participate whatever time you can. You can attend your calls and meetings from there. So that facility is there. Please don't miss it, because once in a year, lifetime opportunity, getting the mercy of Sri Prabhupada is supremely important. Then we can get the Krishna's mercy. Okay, with that we will close. Govindas is on. You like to order? Govinda's stall will be there on tomorrow, Monday evening as well. You like to order any items, you can do so still. Krishna Mohan Prabhu is doing so many services, arranging various sweets and savories. Is always ready to help us. So let us pray for him as well. More strength, more energized to serve in any capacity. So we should pray for each other as well. Pujaris, one of our senior devotee also is not well. Let us pray for him as well. Let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times so that he is energized and back to services in front of Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. September 4th is Wellness. Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj will be there. September 1st is Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj coming. Damodar Prabhu and all devotee care is there coming up in 3rd week of September. So these are the upcoming events. Please look for that and try to associate and participate in Vaishnava Sangha. Madhupad Prabhu, any other announcements? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yeah. We covered most of that. Very nice. Thank you. As Naman Prabhu mentioned, tomorrow is Krishna Janmashtami, the biggest celebration day of our movement, and there's a lot of services. So engage yourself in the mood of serving the Supreme Lord. Madhav Tiki, Bhakti Janani, the results, the benefits of serving on the appearance day of the Supreme Lord and his close associate like Srila Prabhupada is multiplied thousands of times. So we don't worry about the benefits because the benefits will be provided by the Supreme Lord. But we just absorb ourselves in the service. So we had Balram Punima a week back, so that we can prepare for the Lord's appearance. The Lord's abode needs to be completely clean. We have finished the painting. Let's thank Kishore Kinga Prabhu and family for sponsoring the entire painting of the temple hall. But after the painting, there needs to be a lot of cleaning. So let's clean up the entire temple hall before today's program, so that we can nicely have today's program starting at 4 o'clock. And after today's event, let's prepare as much as we can for tomorrow's event, which is a big day tomorrow. Today we will also be having Adivash, Shayan Adivash ceremony, offering of various articles in the service of the Supreme Lord. So that will take place during Shayan Arti time. So all stanchions, the stage after the drama will be put back. The stanchions needs to be put today itself. Don't wait for tomorrow. So let's get everything ready today itself for tomorrow, so that tomorrow we can just do some final touches. Yeah, Govindas, yes, it's on today and tomorrow. We will be serving today's prasadam not in the community hall. It will be served in the tent outside. Yeah, so that's the announcement for sponsorship levels. Try to engage yourself. Whatever sponsorship, even if the sponsorship you want to donate $5, $10, no, you can do that. It doesn't have to be just color sponsorship. Whatever level you are comfortable with, it's the reciprocation relationship between you and the Supreme Lord. We are just facilitators. But there are different sponsorship levels: event sponsor, color sponsorship, prasadam sponsorship, flower sponsorship, Rajbhog sponsorship on these auspicious dates. Now, Aarti sponsorship, Julan sponsorship. Yeah, so in whatever sponsorship levels you want to plug yourself in, do that. Yeah. Shimeshwar Prabhu, you have anything else?
No, I think thank you for nicely mentioning all this. And I would also request the devotees can come by 11 o'clock, so as Prabhuji mentioned, so we can clean up nicely, thoroughly, because there are a lot of dust after the painting in the floor, everywhere. Then we can nicely clean and tidy so that it's welcoming the appearance of Krishna. So Lord will, manifest such a clean place, especially our heart first, as mentioned. When we clean, our heart also gets clean very nicely. So that's as mentioned, cautious and very in our devotion. These are the points. So we should be very cautious of all this, so that let's clean up and organize so nicely in such a way that when people comes, see that this is the abode of the Lord. Otherwise, some clutters are here, some are here, some trash are there, nothing in organized. So they'll think, what is this? This is my house is better than this. So we should be all very careful. This is all our. This is a Lord's. This is our activities, not anybody else's. Don't wait for anybody else to come and do. As soon as we see something, just pick it up. As I was mentioning other day, so Pujari may serve the lordships there inside the altar or something. Maybe they may be no very attentive or something, thinking something else. But somebody comes and some person comes and sees that some clutter, some trash is there on the courtyard or somewhere else, and seeing there or some chairs are here and there, they come and seeing that, okay, oh, this is my lord's about this, my lord's of my lord is here, everything should be tidy and clean, so let me do this, let me pick this and put it clean nicely. So when a person does that, lord sees that. So he may be, maybe pujari may be doing the services, but he would like, so he would love that such devotion act is, maybe he may be picking a paper or some kind of clutter. But Lord notices such devotees, that because he has such a love for the, this is called sincere devotion. It's not that, okay, my name will be here, my that will be here, I get this person, that. No. Devotion means that loving devotion to the Lord, and Lord is right there, and this is what his Lord sees. Lord has thousands of, he can see everything. Whatever a person, that tiny thing which love that he gives. So that's a mood that we develop. Serve the lordships in any way that we can, even maybe big or small, doesn't matter. Whatever the way you can, please come forward and engage. And this is the way, this is the perfection of our devotion of sadhana. This is the perfection of our chanting. That's what, in order to reach to that level, sincere, unconditional love for the Lord. So please come forward. We'll be also there at 11 o'clock. If please join. So we together we can put, together we can offer. That's what temple means for. Temple is meant for, to bring to that such a devotion for everyone. So we come to that, plane of devotion.
Does anybody have logistics questions?
Yeah.
For the event. We celebrate this as weekend in Raj, starting from today, Monday and Tuesday. And Tuesday I would kind of, those who can take off, please take off. We all get vacations, taking off a day. Instead of going to some resort or something, this is Prabhupada's appearance day. So please take off.
Ruth, few more announcements. Please mention about the parking. That's the first one.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Parking for Janmashtami, whether you came early or late, is not in the temple. It's in Plainfield High School, and we'll be settling from there. Or we can park on the curbside outside. It's Monday, you want to come and park at 12 o'clock. Now 12 o'clock, the curbside is empty. Fill up the entire curbside with our cars, no problem. But inside the temple, parking is not allowed because people will be coming in and out. Yeah.
Be careful though.
We will make some arrangement for the handicap parking.
Yeah.
We'll make that arrangement in the temple somewhere. But apart from that, there's absolutely no parking inside. Yeah.
There are a few parking signs outside, so please just watch that and park. I know some devotees got tickets before. Please watch for that and park accordingly. No parking. If sign is there, please don't park there. I don't want you to get that situation. Next announcement is please bring offerings both days, Monday and Tuesday. Very important. Whatever you can make, Ekadasi, non-Ekadasi, label it, bring it separately so that offered separately for the Lord's for Janmashtami day evening. Try to make dry, less gravy, because it becomes easy to distribute. If it remains also, it's easy to distribute later. Tuesday also for Prabhupada appearance day also you can bring by 12 o'clock before. Today also bring before 6 o'clock so that it gets offered later, means it's a little sometimes difficult, and Lord gets less time. If you bring it before, proper arrangement can be made. And third thing is, today while serving Sunday feast, please try to keep it clean as much as possible, so that Monday we don't have to throw here, there, plates everywhere. It's outside, doesn't mean now so we can do as we like. So try to do that, help make sure so that things are, trash is not lying outside for tomorrow morning, which is the you can do. So try to help. I know there may be wrap up devotees are the outside help, but still let us try our best to help in today, so that keeping the place clean at the end of the day. So tomorrow morning everything is clean, at least to some extent. Okay, thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Very, very true. I think tomorrow morning onwards, there'll be a lot of people are visiting our temple to make sure that everything is tidy and clean, so that they feel good when they come to temple. So also stay back tonight as much as devotees, so that we can set up everything nicely, and we don't want to leave anything for tomorrow. As tomorrow is entirely the Janmashtami day, we should give that opportunity to people to come and take beautiful darshan of the Lord. So please help tonight, decorations and putting together. Yeah, and also we send out a spreadsheet mentioning the various services. So please, we need a lot of help in cooking, right? So please be there as much as you can, and various other services which is assigned to you. So don't miss that. Don't miss this opportunity, first of all. So please take up that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. If you have offerings like fruits or also more cloth, jewelry, you can bring it today. So 8:35, 8:30, Shayanadivas will offer that. So yeah, thank you. We'll close the session. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, गोपाल की जय, चंद्राल श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जय. You all today, later today. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Janmashtami Maha Mahotsav ki
जय जय, गोपाल की जय.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.